The very, very first thing I think that has hit me is know yourself. We all have management styles. We all have strengths and weaknesses, and you have to know those things. And as you manage, also on some level, you learn those things. And sure, that helps you to you work to your strengths, but also work on your weaknesses in a sense. For me personally, for instance, I'm very much I am about vision. I'm about planning. I'm about big picture. I love those things. The move that we're making now was in a sense, that was my idea because we were about to sign a new lease at our current place. And it was almost going to happen automatically. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Is this the right thing for us to do right now? And maybe this is the time to look for a new space. So I love that thinking. The flip side of that, for instance, I am not a good HR guy. When it comes to staffing issues and things along those lines, conflicts, that is not my forte. I don't have that. I don't have that soft hand with those things. And so I've had to learn a couple of things. Number one, delegate. And actually, we're going to talk about that more in one of the other points. But also, number two, you can't, as the managing partner, one of the things I've learned now is that truly all of the bucks stop with you, even if you have someone else. So we have someone in the operations role and they take care of the HR, the staff, that kind of thing. And we have an office manager who's also in a sense under them or works with them. So there are people who do that, but I'm still the backstop. So I have found over time that, okay, I have to work on that. I don't have those skills and I have to work on those skills. So you very much have to know yourself to be able to manage effectively.
Yeah, I've learned over the years by interacting with physicians and talking to them and so forth. A lot of physicians, especially the old generation, they were terribly good at micromanaging everything. They got to the point where they micromanaged so much they couldn't really function anymore, and they bring down the practices. They get involved in what brand of toilet paper the office is going to get. You know, you have to learn to delegate. That's a hard one. Delegation is a hard one.
Yep. So it sounds to me that you have a very clean vision of what a management structure is. You're the CEO or the president of the company. Your job is to set the vision, the mission, and the values and make sure everybody across the organization follows that. And then you have that duad, which is very successful, which is a chief operating officer who implements that vision paired with an administrator that covers the blind spots of a physician that was not trained to do. We didn't go through an MBA, George did, but we didn't go through an MBA to learn about human resources or finance or accrual versus cash basis. Those are things that we know tangentially, but we don't really have studied in depth. And we see it over and over that the healthcare organizations that are successful usually have a very strong vision and somebody that walks that talk, and then a good operations team that makes sure that the vision gets implemented. So it sounds like that's what you're doing, and that's your managing style.
Yep, I would say very much. And part of this too is from the experience of the practice also, because George, to your point, for a long time, you just had a managing partner and all of the bucks stopped with them. And we burned a couple of them out. We had just grown too big for one person to manage everything and then practice medicine at the same time. So we finally came to the point where we decided, all right, we do need, and it had always been that. So in our practice, everyone who comes in and stays becomes partner. Okay. And it always been understood, everyone helps with the managing of the practice, though there is also one managing partner who's the boss.